Hello everyone, welcome back to the rabbit hole. I go by J Bunny, round of applause. And I am here with a very special video. This one is called a testimony. I am a Christian, for those of you that didn't know, and the journey as a Christian has not been an easy one. I've had a lot of things happen that only a certain amount of people know about, but that has definitely affected my faith and my walk with God. But this video, I am sharing a very special testimony that just kind of proves to me again that God is my Father. He's real, and you can trust him like 100%. When I tell you guys the story, hopefully it touches your soul. But anyway, so without further ado, let's get into it. So like I said, just a little background. I have been up and down with my relationship with God for a very long time. I grew up in the church. My parents are both ministers. So church is no stranger to me at all. So something very drastic happened, and I stepped away from church for a while. And I slowly started to make my way back into it. But let's rewind to the beginning of the story. I think 2018. Yeah, I think it was 2018. I took a job that was less permanent because I'm a teacher. So I had to take a job that where I didn't have to sign a contract, because my husband is in the military, and shortly after we got married, he left for Korea. So I had to take a job where whenever he came back, if he was going to be stationed somewhere else, it would be easy for me to just get up and go because I wasn't tied to a contract. So I took a job in a school district that was less permanent, and it was an hourly job. And for those of you that aren't sure what that means, it just means if I didn't go to work, I didn't get paid, because it was an hourly job. I had to, clock in, fill out my timesheet, things like that for that particular job. And so I took that job in August of 2019. And I was anticipating being gone by November of 2019, so I was just going to do like half of the school year. Anyway, so I didn't end up leaving in November. I actually ended up staying a little bit longer than I anticipated. But the principal of the school came to me in like January-ish, and she said, there's another teacher that has to leave for a little while, and I would love it if you would take her place. And for those of you that know me, I love my job, I love teaching, but I did not want to be in a classroom permanently. The job that I was doing before she asked me that, I was just pulling groups of kids and then they would go back to class, and that's like heavenly. That's what I wanted. So when she came to me and presented the idea of me being in a classroom full time with fourth graders, which is a grade I'd never taught before, I was like, oh, hold the phone. It's not what I signed up for. I don't want to do it. And I even asked my husband, I was like, do you think I should take this? And he was just kind of like, it's whatever you want to do type of thing. So I was really torn, because I was like, I wanted to help the principal because she was so sweet. But at the same time, I did not want to be in a classroom. I didn't want to do it. So I thought about it for a couple days, and I actually ended up turning her down. I kept my current job, and she didn't like fire me or anything like that or send me away. But I did not take the position in the fourth grade classroom. So some time went on, and she came back to me, and she said, well, that teacher still has to go out for a little bit, and so that position is still open. And so in my mind, I was like, okay, this is the second time that she's come back to me. At first, I thought the situation went away. I thought the teacher was able to stay and she didn't have to go away for a while, but apparently she wasn't. So when the principal came back to me, I said, okay. In my mind, I was like, all right, God, I'm hearing this for a second time, so there must be a reason why. I was thinking this stuff, but I wasn't thinking it at the same time. I was thinking, okay, the second time she's asking me, I might as well go ahead and take it. So I took the job. I started in like February. It was the same school, so the kids already knew me. It wasn't, they knew, a lot of them knew of me, but they didn't actually have me for the job that I was doing. So they knew of me. So it wasn't too bad of a transition. So I filled out the paperwork, and it wasn't even a contract. It was more like a letter of agreement, just saying, hey, you agree to do this while this teacher is out, and whenever she comes back, you're guaranteed to go back into your previous position. So I was like, okay, bet, cool. So transitioned into the job, and it was like February, and the kids were good. I mean, I'd never taught 4th grade before. I usually don't go higher than 2nd. 3rd is my absolute max. But the kids were fine. They, of course, it's a new teacher, so they try to test you. But I was like, I'm not the one. You can't get over on me. But anyway, they tried to test me, but for the most part, it was a really cool position. I was actually glad that I took it. And it reminded me of why I went into teaching in the first place. It really is about the relationships with the kids for me. Like, we all know teachers don't get paid that much, and we don't do it for the pay, but doing that position for going back into that type of environment where I have a classroom with a set amount of children, it was rewarding. Challenging, of course, but it was rewarding. So I would say, I didn't mention this was like February of 2020 now, because remember I took the less permanent position in August up until about November. January is when she presented it to me of 2020. In February I actually started with the 4th grade class. So everybody knows what the year of 2020 was about. So then just thinking about it again just blows my mind, because God is just, y'all just don't know. Fantastic. He does things that we just don't even deserve, and I did not deserve that because I abandoned him for so long, but he never abandoned me, so I'm so grateful. I'm gonna try not to cry, but anyway, so I think I was in the position for maybe 3 weeks, maybe 4. I can't remember the exact time frame, but for that 3 or 4 weeks, we got the announcement, we're shutting everything down and everybody has to go work from home. So it was just like, whoa, what's happening? It took everybody by surprise. We kind of had a feeling that it might happen, but we just weren't sure when. So when they finally made the announcement, like tomorrow or in 2 days, everybody's gonna be teaching from home, we had to scramble and get things ready for the kids, make sure they had packets. Now mind you, I was technically a substitute, so I had no idea how this teacher ran her classroom. I had no idea what her resources were. I was kind of learning everything as I went. But yeah, so we had to scramble for like 2 days to get packets ready, to get their laptops distributed. Like, it was crazy. So I say all that to say, if I didn't listen to God and take that position and stay in the one that I was in, where I was comfortable, I would have been without pay for about 7 months. And when I say 7 months, I mean from like March when we went out to like September of the next school year. Is that 7 months? That's third month to September, 6 months, almost 7 months. I would have been without pay for 6 months. So I say all that to say, if God is telling you to do something, do it. I told y'all in the beginning of this video that the position that I was currently doing was an hourly job. And if I didn't go to work, I didn't get paid. But when I took this substitute job, it became more like a contract. So even if I was out, I would still get a paycheck. And I denied it the first time. I denied it. I said, I don't want to do it. I don't. And then it came back up again. I said, okay. I had no idea at that time. I had no idea that we were about to be quarantined in like less than 30 days from the time it was presented to me. I had no idea. I was just thinking about what I wanted and how I didn't want to be in the classroom. I was thinking about that. So when it was presented to me again, I said, that's when it clicked. I was like, all right, it must be something to it. So I really need to take the position. I told my husband and everything. I said, I'm just going to go ahead and do it because she needs me, the principal needs me, and she wouldn't have asked if she, had another option. So I said, okay. And got quarantined. Can y'all imagine? I've gone without pay for a couple months. If you're a teacher and you leave one school and go to another, I should say district, if you leave one district and go to another, the first district will pay you out the remaining part of your salary. And if, for me personally, it was enough to cover the next month and then a little bit of the month after that, but I was out of money for like a month and a half. You're out of money for like a month and a half if you don't have a good savings, which I didn't at the time. I do now, but I didn't at the time. But anyway, so that's a long time to go. Like, I've gone a month and a half without money, close to 2 months, but 6 months, had I not taken that job, had I not listened to God and taken that job, I would have been without pay. How was I going to continue to, take care of my son? How was I going to continue to do anything that I've been doing if I didn't listen to God? So, to continue, the other 4th grade teacher, she and I had to, talk about how we would do our schedules and, call the kids in virtually and teach them virtually. Like, we were actually teaching. It wasn't just do this packet, busy work type thing. No, we were actually still teaching them 4th grade content. So, crazy, the teacher's position that I took, she ended up coming back. And I was like, whoa, what am I going to do now? She's ready to take back over her classroom. I don't have a job again. Here comes God just swooping in for the rescue. So the principal called me and she was like, well, I know this teacher's about to come back, but we have a 5th grade teacher who's about to go out on maternity leave. And I said, you know what? It just blows my mind how he looks out for us and how we just put him on the back burner. Anyway, I'll get back to that. So she said, well, when the other teacher comes back, you can just slide right into the 5th grade position. And I was smart at this one. I was like, okay, I did not say no, because obviously if I said no, I wouldn't have had a job. So I was like, all right, Lord, I'm not going to make the same mistake I made the first time. So I actually listened and I took the job for the teacher that went out on maternity leave. And I finished out the school year. I was able to secure a job for the next school year. So again, I had to go that month and a half without pay. But I just keep thinking back to that moment. Like, this whole testimony is just, I keep saying it, but it blows my mind. And the reason why I'm sharing it now, I held on to this for almost a year and a half. I didn't tell a lot of people about it. Actually, I don't really think I told anybody. Maybe 2 or 3 people knew about this, but I held on to this for so long because I was waiting for the right time to share it. And last Sunday, I believe it was last Sunday, the 2nd. If it wasn't last Sunday, it was the Sunday before. I was tuned into Elevation Church with Pastor Stephen Furtick on YouTube, and oddly enough, his message was called Timing Your Testimony. And so in his message, he talks about a lot of things that just really just touched my soul. If you haven't watched that message, go watch it. I promise you it will. Woo! But anyway, so it was called Timing Your Testimony, and he pretty much said, tell the testimony. Like, it's time to tell it, because people need to hear the goodness of the Lord. So I don't know if y'all can hear my son. He's playing his video game in the living room. But anyway, so I said, okay, I hear you, Lord. Again, not making that mistake of not listening to the Lord. I said, okay, I hear you, Lord. I'm going to make a video and I'm going to share the testimony. And what better way to do it than on my channel? I could have done it on Instagram. I could have done it on Snapchat, but I wanted to reach so many more people and share this testimony. And I know everybody doesn't believe in God, but if you don't, I highly recommend reconsidering. And if you do, and your faith is wavering like mine did, first of all, it's okay for your faith to waver. God understands we're human, but just, as you can see, I'm speechless. I don't even know what to say. Anytime I think about making a decision for myself, it's so cliche, but I'm like, what would Jesus do? Like, I can't make a decision for myself without consulting the Lord first, because he was the only one. And I even told my son this story because it's important for him to know about God. You know, he has to learn it for himself the same way I did. I rode off my parents' coattail for so long, but I had to get to a point where, hey, you kind of need to know him for yourself. So I even told my son this story. I said, and these were my words to him, I said, no man on this earth could have done what the Lord did in that situation. Nobody knew that we were about to go under quarantine. He allowed that principal to open the door for me to get that job where I didn't have to worry about an hourly salary. He opened those doors. Nobody else, no human being on this earth could have done that. So I just had to share this for me. I'm putting it out there because I'm being obedient. I'm being obedient. There are a lot of things that I still need God to do in my life. I'm going to need him to do things for me all the time. And so the least I can do is give him the glory. The least that I can do is share his goodness, his faithfulness, his grace, his mercy. Ooh, the least I can do is share those things. Because the stuff that he's done for me, the grace and mercy he's shown me for the past 30 years, me sharing this testimony is like this compared to what he's done for me. So I hope that this story, this testimony has touched someone. I want to tell you to stay encouraged, and I'm going to put my social media information in the description. So if you want to reach out to me, please feel free to. By all means, I'm no expert on the Bible. I'm no expert on God. I'm still, even though I've been a Christian for pretty much my whole life, I still consider myself a novice. So, you know, we can, if you want to reach out, you can reach out. It's not a problem. And I forgot to say in the beginning, happy Mother's Day. Today is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all moms. You know, whether you're a biological mom, whether you're a stepmom, whether you're a foster mom, a grandmom, I mean, whatever you are. If you're being a mother to anyone, happy Mother's Day. And my thoughts and prayers are with those of you that have lost your mother, and a day like today is particularly difficult for you. My thoughts and prayers are with you. I don't know what that feels like, so I will just continue to pray for your strength. Hold on to the memories of your mom. Keep them in your heart, because that's what's going to help you to keep going. yeah, so happy Mother's Day. And again, reach out to me if you want to talk about anything. And yeah, thanks for watching. This is not one of my usual videos. I'm usually really crazy and wild, and I felt like I had to be, I'm still crazy and wild, of course. I'm not going to change who I am, but I felt like I had to be serious in this moment and just kind of let you guys know what's really up. So I do anticipate there being a testimony part 2, because I'm expecting God to work out some miracles in my life of some things that I'm waiting on, some things that I'm looking for, some things that I want. And so there will be a part 2. I'm speaking that into existence. The things that I'm praying for will happen. So stay tuned for part 2. It's not going to be next. It's probably not going to be the next video. I mean, it could be. I don't know. It depends on when the Lord decides to do what I need him to do. But there will be a part 2. So stay tuned. Stay tuned to my channel. I like to post crazy things. So, and I'm a fly by, what is it? I don't even know what the saying is, but sometimes a thought just pops into my head and I'm like, ooh, I want to film that. So just ride with me on this crazy ride. That's why it's called a rabbit hole. You don't know what you're going to get into when you go down. You don't know what you're going to get into when you watch my channel. You just kind of have to be like, well, what is Bunny going to post today? What's it about today? She's crazy. But anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.